This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome to the Property Show. We bring you the latest news in the real estate sector and also the best property picks in your budget in your chosen markets. And to help us do this, we have Nemunisa Khan, Head Research and Consultancy South, lies for us with us. But before Nemun answers any of your questions, let's take a look at what we have in the show for you today. The green cover of Aravali Hills in Haryana is under threat yet again as the state government allows realty companies to chop off trees in 52 acres of forest land. We evaluate projects along the Dwarka Expressway in Gurgaon in a crore plus budget. Affordable housing in prominent residential sectors of Noida. Prime property at Godbandar Road in Thane. Best value for money buys in 40 lakhs in Pune. And down south, affordable projects from reputed developers in Bangalore. And finally, best budget homes in Hyderabad under 50 lakhs. The Aravali's forest cover in Haryana is under threat yet again. This time it's the state government's move to allow cutting of trees in 52 acres of forest land which falls in Faridabad. According to the Aravali notification of 1992, the land is under protected National Conservation Zone. But interestingly, Haryana government says that there is no such thing as National Conservation Zone beyond Gurgaon. Onitam Oja went to the Aravalis to find out what is at stake.
The rocky plot of land that you see is disputed. According to conservationists, this plot is part of the Aravali Hills and is considered as deemed forest. Therefore, no construction activity can take place here. But apparently, the Haryana government has given go-ahead to two companies, Bharti Land Limited and Ajay Enterprises, to go ahead and chop off the trees, clean up this area and make way for a housing project. This move of the Haryana government and the letter stating that as per Haryana government's records, only those parts of the Aravalis that falls within Gurgaon area is under National Conservation Zone has brought the spotlight back on the threat that the Aravalis are facing. Going by the state government's National Conservation Zone demarcation, around 28,417 acres, which is yet to be marked as National Conservation Zone, is now at stake. This area can now be given up for construction activities, further eroding the green cover of the region. This has rung alarm bells for environmentalists like S.S. Oberoi, who has filed a case against the Haryana government's move in the National Green Tribunal. Other environmentalists too have joined the cause.
Forest cover and the Aravali Hills are co-terminus in Haryana. So, इस वजह से और Gurgaon, Faridabad are amongst the massively fastest growing cities in this region. So because of this, the Gurgaon, Faridabad belt, to maintain the balance of ecology and urbanization should happen outside the Aravalis in the plain areas. So there is enough land. Aravalis are less than 10% of these districts. So the purpose of this case is to keep the urbanization out of the Aravalis.
On July 3rd, the Green Court issued notices to the Haryana government asking the government to explain its stand on the letters issued and on the demarcation of National Conservation Zone, an issue that has been pending for almost a year now. The court, however, refrained from passing a stay order on the Haryana government's decision allowing cutting of trees. Environmentalists believe that Bharti Realty's case is just tip of the iceberg and the court should issue a stop work order and direct the state government to accept and honor the Aravali notification of 1992. With few more hearings to go, the fate of the Aravalis is hanging in thin air. Maybe it's time for the Green Court to come out with a strong judgment to save the country's fast depleting green cover. In New Delhi, Onitam Oja, NDTV.
And now it's time to answer your questions. And our first caller, Ramesh Khosla, is on air with us. Ramesh, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, good evening. I wanted to ask about, a property of Rahejas in Sector 109, which is low-rise property, Shilas.
Okay.
So I just wanted to check, how good is the proposition to buy. My budget is about 1.2 CR.
Okay, sure. So, Nemun, what do you think about Raheja Shilas? The budget is 1.2 crores. Do you think this is a good enough project, or he should look at some other options?
Well, I think it's a decent project. The builder credibility is good. The project is already ready, so he'll get a lot of options in the in the resale market in that area. And in fact, if you look at the location of Sector 109, it's one of the better sectors from the end-use perspective on the Dwarka Expressway. So I would say the kind of package that he's getting with the price point of around 5,500, I think this is a very decent project to go with. The average price of the location, if you look at the Dwarka Expressway, is 6,977 in the primary market. Whereas in the resale market, there are a lot of discounts available in this area because of a huge inventory overhang. The annualized returns, like the market of the Expressway, has been almost negative, that is -3%, because of a huge overhang in the market, which definitely helps you from the buyer's perspective, because there's a lot of negotiation margin that's there in the market. So I think looking at the product and the kind of price point it is offering, and you may also get independent flows in this project, which is hardly available in not many projects offer the same kind of product in the market in that sector. So we'll certainly give you a go ahead for this location and the product. Having said that, I think we would like to add a few more options in high rises within the same area. I think we've picked a project of Consonant Heritage Max, which is in Sector 102, close by. In a similar price point, you will get something in the resale market in this location. And the second project that we would like to suggest is ATS Cocoon. Again, this is in Sector 109, close to Raheja Atharva project itself. And even this is available in resale market. In fact, the project is nearing completion. It might get completed by the end of this year. And the price point is also very similar. So even these would be good projects to consider.
So let's quickly take a closer look at these two projects, what kind of price you'll have to pay and what size you'll get. First is Consonant Heritage Max, and the price you'll have to pay for this particular project is 4,800 to 5,300 rupees per square foot. Unit size for a 3 BHK apartment is 1,870 square feet. This is available in the resale market, so you can drive a hard bargain. The other option that we've got for you is ATS Cocoon. And the price that you'll have to pay for this particular project is ranging in the resale market from 5,000 to 5,200 rupees per square foot. And in case you opt for a 3 BHK apartment, the size you get is 1,745 square feet. So these are the two options you can put your money in. Let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Rakesh Sikri with us. Yes, Rakesh, where do you want to put your money?
Ma'am, my budget is around 35 to 40 lakhs.
Okay.
And I'm interested in Logics Just, Noida Sector 143.
Okay.
So I just want to ask, is it safe and fruitful to invest in this project?
Oh, sure. So, Nemun, Logic's Zest is what Ramesh really likes. Rakesh really likes. And he wants to know whether is it safe to bet on this project or not. What do you say?
Well, see, location-wise, I think the Noida, the price that he's looking at in Noida Expressway, especially in these sectors, then I think his budget is slightly tight. But when we look at this project, it is something which is feasible within his budget. But the only concern is that this project has seen execution delays in the past. But having said that, right now the project is the construction of the project is in full swing. In fact, they also have a PE fund which helped them with last mile funding for the completion of the project. So if you look at that perspective and also the kind of budget restraint that you have, then I think you can look into this project. In fact, I think it's already in the finishing stage of construction, and there is a visibility towards completion of this project. So I think I'll give you a go ahead for this project. The average price of the Noida market, if you just want to compare, it's around 5,476 rupees per square foot. And the appreciation that this market has seen is around 2%. On livability also, I would grade this location around average. That there is some kind of a, I would say from the futuristic point of view, right now there is some pressure on pricing because of a huge inventory overhang. So if you're investing in this market, keep a horizon of at least 7 years when you're going into this. Otherwise, I think it is fair to go ahead with this project, and we would also like you to look into 2 more projects apart from the preferred project of yours. You can look at Paris Seasons in Sector 168. It is in fact a ready-to-move-in project. It was completed last year itself. And if you like, you could also look at Wishtown Classic, which is in Sector 129. Now, this is a project by JP Group, but we would recommend that you prefer to go only with the ready-to-move-in towers within this project. The price out here will be suitable for you, but stick to the ready towers only specifically for this project.
Okay, so let's quickly take a closer look at these 2 projects. First is Paris Seasons, and the price that you'll have to pay is 4,200 rupees per square foot. Unit size for a 2 BHK apartment will be in the option of 795 and 830 square feet, but a 3 BHK will be bigger at 1,130 square feet. The second project that we are recommending is Wishtown Classic, and the price that you'll have to pay here is 3,800 to 4,000 rupees per square foot in case you buy a 2 BHK. Size that you get is 1,100 square feet. Now, this project is partially ready and offer of possession has commenced in a few towers. Please note that you only buy a unit in these towers A7, A8, A9, A10, B1 and B2. What the news that we have is that OC has been issued to these particular towers by the Noida authority. So these are the safe towers to invest in. Now, before we move on, we would just like to remind you that in case you're planning to invest in property, then do write to us at property@ndtv.com. But please don't forget to leave your full name and contact number so that our team can get in touch with you. And also do give us some time to research and get back to you with the correct answers. Let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Gyanendra with us right now. Gyanendra, go ahead and ask your question.
My question is, I have invested in Park Regency in Jaipur with the Others Builders Limited, and the investment was done in 2012. We started, and the project was supposed to be completed in 2016. By October, they were supposed to give. But unfortunately, they have not been able to give, and they have not been able to even tell also exactly what is the problem. So I just wanted to know whether what is happening with the project, whether it was a wise to, for me to invest in that, and what is the growth. First of all, I would like to know when I'm going to get the, possession.
Okay, sure. So Nemun, he has already invested, but he has some concerns about this property. What do you think about his investment in this area and also this project, because I can clearly see that he is very confused about it and he is worried whether he's done the right thing or not.
Certainly, Anjali. See, I would say location-wise, in an affordable segment, I think this was a decent choice that he made. This project comes in the early part of the Ajmer Road, and it does have a trickling demand from the surrounding areas of Mansarovar and the Gopalpura bypass, which is very close by to these areas. Now, having said that, I think the rental income of this area is also decent. You will get a average rent of around 2.5 to 3.5% rental yield in this market, depending on how well you furnish your apartment. Coming to this particular project, I think it was launched at the price of 2250 rupees per square foot, and the current resale price is around 2800 rupees per square foot, which is almost the average price of this location as well. So the project has actually seen an appreciation of around 8% in the last few years since it was launched, whereas if you look at the annualized returns of Ajmer Road, it's been around 3%. When you compare it with the average market, then yes, the project has done well. But having said that, yes, the project was delayed. There were many execution delays in the project. But now the construction of the project is almost towards completion, and the developer should definitely give you a possession date or so. But looking at the construction status going on, I think it should take another 6 to 8 months or so for the project to get completed. But having said that, you should take the possession date from the developer. But in terms of location, product, rental income, I think it's a safe bet. So at least I think we'll suggest you to hold on to the project at least till it gets completed.
Okay. So as Nemun says, do put a little bit more pressure on the developer to give you a final date and ensure that he sticks to it. Let's go ahead and take our next caller on air. We have Parth with us right now. Parth, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, good evening. This is Parth here.
Yes.
I'm looking for a property called Rajesh Lifespace in Thane, Ghodbunder Road.
Okay.
Name is Raj Tattva. So, if I'm not wrong, around 3 BHK is around 1135 carpet and 3.5 is 1420 carpet.
Okay.
So, the price what they are quoting is for around 2 CR for 3 BHK and around 2.6 CR for 3.5 BHK. I'm not sure whether it's a right call presently to get into this under construction property, which will be ready after 2 years.
Okay. So, Nemun, he has shortlisted something, but obviously it's a big ticket size. There's a lot of money that he'll have to put in, and he's not sure about the correct pricing also. So, what kind of an area is that? So, what kind of pricing do we see? And vis-a-vis that particular project, is the pricing right?
Well, see, in Thane, if you look, the prices are very varied. They're very high when it comes towards the station on the Eastern Express Highway. And as and how you move towards Ghodbunder Road, further towards the Tikujiniwadi area, that's where the prices began to, drop. Now, the location which he has chosen, I think the average price of that location and the projects in that location is around what Raj Tattva is also offering. The average price of Thane market is 9,600 rupees per square foot, wherein a huge amount of supply is actually on the end of Ghodbunder Road, where the prices are on an average of 7,500, which averages the entire Thane market. But this area, I think the average price of Raj Tattva is 11,700 rupees per square foot. You may be able to negotiate a 5 to 10%, I think, on this price if you are willing to go ahead with this. Location-wise, I think it's quite premium. It's near the Kapurwadi Chowk, the Cinemax, I think Cinemax Wonder Mall, it's close by. Then there is Viviana Mall also, which is close by. There's a IT park, the corporate IT park is again close by. So looking at all the, the key growth drivers of this area, I think it's a decent price to go ahead with. And I think construction wise also, the towers are under stages of development, and it may get complete. Some few might get completed by 2018 and few might get completed by 2019. The amenities of the projects also look good. So I think it's a go-ahead from our side when it comes to this project. Appreciation-wise, the entire Thane market or the Ghodbunder Road has seen around 2% appreciation in the past few years. Inventory overhang is quite high. It's around 24,000 units of unsold supply in this market. So from an end-user perspective, yes, from an investment perspective, keep a long-term horizon. Now, we would also like to add two more projects to your list in case you're looking in the same area. You can look at Neelkant Lakeview. This is on Pokhran Road 2 itself. The pricing is very similar to this project. Then there is also Vaudeville Courtyard. Now, Vaudeville Courtyard is also near, it might get completed by 2018, and the location is slightly premium. So the price out here is quite high than when compared to Raj Tatwa. But if you like this particular project, the proximity to the corporate IT park is also is very good. So if you're considering from that angle, then even this might be a good option to consider.
Okay, so let's quickly take a closer look at the prices, because price is a big factor in these projects. First is Neelkant Lakeview, and the price that you'll have to pay is 11,400 rupees per square foot, same as your choice, not very different from that. And the unit size for a 3 BHK apartment is 1,929 square feet. This is available with the developer. The other option that Nemun is recommending is Vaudeville Courtyard, and as she mentioned, this is an expensive project. The price per square foot here is 15,000 rupees per square foot, and the size for a 3 BHK apartment is 1,318 square feet. This is also available from the developer, but if you like the amenities and this particular project, the location of this project, you can invest in this one also. It's time for a short break now. When we come back, we get you top of the chart projects in prime areas of Mumbai and also affordable housing options in well lived in localities of Pune.